Hello and welcome. Thank you for taking the time to share your energy and to practice with me today. We are going to do something a little bit different. You don't even need to roll out your yoga mat. You can pull up a chair, take a seat, grab a yoga block if you have one. If you don't have one, no problem. Maybe a book or something this width, just that you can hold on to when we practice. And then let's get started. Coming into a nice, comfortable seat, you are welcome to sit back all the way against the backrest of your chair. If the seat is quite hard, you're always welcome to put a little cushion or a pillow underneath you just to help to support. If you want to sit a little bit more forward, I'm going to need to do that in order for my feet to come firmly into contact with the floor. So we're going to make sure that the shoulders are relaxed down and away from the ears, the shoulder blades pulling down the back. Relax your hands just wherever on your lap where it feels comfortable. We want to make sure that we have that nice long spine, allowing the energy to run up and down the length of the spine. We'll just take a few breaths here, so just feeling into this shape and into this position. So bringing that awareness and making that shift here as we start to move into our practice, to become aware, and then also to have that intention. This is my time that I've taken for myself to practice, so I can be here, allowing myself to enjoy and to observe. Good, we're going to take a nice deep breath. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears. And then exhale to relax them down. Now we're going to pull them to the back. Inhale, roll them up to the ears, and exhale, forward and down. Good, last one, we'll reverse it, forward and up to the ears. And exhale, squeeze them down and away from the ears. Good, bring awareness to your feet here. So making sure that the feet are in contact with the floor or on a nice flat surface. Spread your toes. Feel all 10 toes, so the big toes, all those middle toes and the pinky toes and the heels firmly in contact with the floor. And then we're going to lift the toes up, spread them wide, and then place them back down on the floor. And lift, spread the toes, bring them back down onto the floor. And one more, lift the toes, spread them wide, and then place them back down on the floor. Now we're going to keep the toes spread. If you are practicing with socks, it's no problem. So we just want to bring that awareness and that feeling into the feet. And I want you to grip into the floor with your toes and then pull almost the bridge of the feet up and then relax. As if you want to grip hold of the floor and then suck it in between your toes. Squeeze and lift it up and relax. And one more. Spread the toes, grip into the floor and then draw that up and relax. Good. Then from here we're going to bring the left knee in towards us. You can hold on to the knee on the wrapping the hands around towards the shin. If that feels like a lot and you need more space, you can always hold on behind the knee. And then we're just going to point and flex. Point and flex, feeling that movement in the ankle, and you may be aware of the movement in the lower half of the leg. And point and flex, and then from here we're going to rotate the ankle one way and then change direction and rotate the ankle the other way. Okay, and then set the foot down and other side, holding on to either the shin or the back of the knee on this side. Relax your shoulders, nice long spine. You want to try not to slouch, so keeping this heart space or the sternum lifted, and then point and flex and point and flex and flex, and the last one, and flex. Good. Now we'll rotate the ankle going one way and then rotate going the other way, and then relax and set that down. Good. Then we're going to bring the knees a little bit wider, so just as wide as is comfortable. There's no need to force it. Okay, and then we're going to bring our right hand to the inside of the knee. So adding a little bit of pressure here, we're going to push into the inside of the leg and then reach the left arm up towards the sky and expand. Good, then bring that down, left hand to the inside of the thigh, so just above the knee, and then reach the right arm up. Gentle twist, and then come back down. Good. We'll swap sides. Right hand to the inside, left arm reaches up. Maybe you can look up to the sky, and then bring that down. And other side, left hand on the inside, right hand reaches up, and then bring that down. And then relax. Good. We'll walk the feet in together again. Now you can take hold of your block or your book. We're going to do what we call a shoulder blade mobilization. So I'm going to turn sideways here just so you can see and get a better idea. Again, we want to make sure that the feet are nice and firmly planted. And then we'll reach the block forward at about shoulder width. And then you're going to retract. So pull the shoulder blades back as if you want to squeeze the shoulder blades together and feel the heart space shifting forward. So the spine stays nice and long. And then as you exhale, we're going to pull the hands forward as if you're pushing the block away from you, doming the upper back and separating the shoulder blades. Okay, then inhale to pull the shoulders back, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Feel the heart space lifting and opening forward. And exhale, rounding the upper back so the rest of the spine stays straight. Just isolating the movement to the shoulder blades and push forward and away. And then we'll keep going. So inhale to pull towards you. And then exhale, pushing the block away. May feel quite stuck. So just move within your range of motion and not forcing it and creating unnecessary tension. And forward. Good. And then the last one. Inhale, we'll pull it back. And then exhale, pushing the block forward and away. Gentle rounding of the upper back. And then release and relax. Good. You can set the block down within reach. We'll use it again just now. And then again, we're going to bring the feet nice and wide, maybe a little bit wider this time than we did the first time. And then sort of a goddess pose here. So reaching the arms towards the corners of the room. Inhale. And then exhale, cactus arms. So hugging the elbows down, squeezing the shoulder blades together, pulling the arms gently back. Inhale, reach to the corners of the room. And exhale, cactus arms. Good. Let's do one more. So inhale. And then exhale, cactus arms. Good work. A little bit more for the shoulders here. We're going to reach the arms out to the sides. You can make fists with your hands. And then we're going to roll the right shoulder forward and then roll it to the back. Good. Roll it forward and then back and forward. 3 and back and 2 and back and the last one. And back. See if you can keep this arm in the air. I know the shoulder's getting tired. Other one. Roll the shoulder forward and then back and forward and back and 3 and back and 2 and back. Awesome. Last one. Forward and back and then relax. Good. We'll step the right leg into the center. Left knee is still opening out to the side. Then bring your left elbow onto the left upper thigh or towards the leg, towards the knee. So a little bit of a side bend here, so if you can feel a bit of a stretching, make sure that right glute stays nice and firmly planted on the chair. And then we'll inhale, the right arm reaches up and then reach it overhead. See if you can bring the arm parallel to the ear, fingertips reaching towards the corner of the room, and then maybe even turn to look up towards the sky. And breathe. 3, 2, 1, and then gently release. Come up, releasing that stretch. Step your left leg into the center now. Right knee opens out to the side. Right elbow onto the right upper leg, or maybe towards the knee. So just as far as you can go without this left glute lifting up from your seat. And then we're going to inhale, the left arm reaches up and then extend it over. So imagine the fingertips reaching towards there where the roof and the wall meets. Feel that extension in the side body, the lengthening, and then maybe turn your head up to look towards the sky. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Good work. And then we'll gently release and come all the way back up, placing your feet together again. We'll take hold of the block again. And now we're going to do, so I'm going to turn sideways again just to show you. You can stay seated facing forward, making sure that you scoot forward until your feet are nice and firmly planted if you have moved back. And then we're going to reach our hands, holding onto the block, reaching forward. And we're going to work with this action of the hip hinge of standing and sitting. So what often happens is we get up off a chair and we use our arms and our upper body to help us with the movement. So today we're isolating the movement to the hips and the legs. So reaching the block forward, push into the feet, shift your weight forward, and then straighten out. Now we're going to hinge from the hips, so push your hips back and sit back down on your chair gently. So we don't want to flop down. Pushing up and stand, hinge at the waist, so push the hips back and sit down on your chair. Good, we'll keep going. So pushing up to stand and raise up and lower down to sit. Good work. We'll do 2 more. Stand up and then come down. And the last one to lift up and then come down. Good, now we're going to do 1 more to stand and then set your block down. And we're going to move to some standing poses. So I'm going to just swivel my chair around just so that I can hold onto the back, but you can step to the back of the chair if you have got the space. And then holding onto the back of the chair, feet are about hip width apart. And we're going to roll onto the balls of the foot, plant your heels down and then rock the weight back and lift your feet up, keeping the heels grounded. And then again, rolling forward onto the balls of the feet, ground your heels, rock your weight back and lift the front of the foot onto the balls, ground the heels and rock back. And let's do 1 more, lift and raise. Ground your heels, shift your weight back, and then relax. Good. We're going to turn sideways here. We'll start with the left leg. So bring the left leg in, and then roll and rotate the hip out. And then swing it forward again, and move it outwards. So just as big a circle as you can manage. Feeling that hip move in its socket. Feel the muscles around the hip and the glute engaging. And 1 more, and then bring the knee back to center and set it down. And you'll feel that this standing leg, this hip, is working hard as well. So focus on grounding through the foot and then lifting up and out. So using this leg to support the movement. And then we're going to reverse it. So bring the knee in and then we're going to dip the knee down, swivel it out, and then swivel it forward. Good. To the back, to the side, and round it forward. And 2. And forward. Awesome. Last 1. And forward. And then set it down. Give the legs a shake. Get a cleansing breath if you need to. Good. And then we'll move on to the other side. So I'm just going to turn around. Okay, and then we're going to work with the right leg. So right knee comes up. Then we move it out to the side. And then we circle it down. And then forward again. Open it out to the side. Down. And forward. Let's do 2 more nice big circles, just moving within the range that your hip allows. And then once you've completed your last circle, you'll bring the knee in again and then set it down. Good. Again, noticing the work that this side is doing. It may already be a little bit tired because it did work on the first side. Okay, and then we're going to reverse it. So lift the right knee up and then we dip the knee down, circle it out, and then bring it forward. Down and out, circle it forward, and 2 more. And the last one, and forward, and then set it down. Good. Give the legs a shake, let that go. Okay, now facing the back of your chair again. Again, your feet are about hip width apart. And we're going to do balancing chair, but I'm going to call it balancing with the chair today. So we're going to bend our knees and sit down as if you want to sit down on your chair. And then shifting your weight onto your right leg, we're going to bring the left ankle onto the right knee. So now that you're holding onto the chair here, maybe you can sink in a little bit deeper. if the hips and the legs allow. If this feels like a lot, you can keep the left toes on the floor still to support. Good, then we're going to release the left leg, send it out back, straightening out the standing leg, the left leg, and straighten both legs out. And then when you're standing, you rebend that right knee, sinking low. Then straighten that leg, bring the left knee in, ankle onto the knee, and sit down in your balancing chair. Good. Straighten out, release the left leg, send it back. Nice long legs, both sides. Then bend the right knee, straighten it out with control. Bring that right leg back in, knee, ankle onto the knee, and sit low. Good. We'll do a last one. Straighten out, release the left leg back, then bend the right knee, straighten it out again. Bring that knee back in, sit down in your balancing chair, straighten out and release. Good, so a bit of strength work here for the hips and the legs. And slower often is harder because you have to have more control. Okay, good. Then we're going to do on the other side. So feet are hip width apart, sit down low. And you might need to adjust for this side. So just notice what's okay for this hip. If you want to rather keep the right toes on the floor, you're welcome to do that. Or maybe see if you can bring the ankle onto the left knee and sit nice and low in this balancing chair. Then we'll straighten out. Release the right leg, send it back. You can always bring it down to touch the floor if you need to. Both legs are straight. Then we bend our standing leg. Straighten it out again. Bring the right knee in, ankle onto the knee, and sit low, balancing chair. Straighten out, send the right leg back. Both legs are straight first. Then we bend our standing leg. Then you bring it back. Knee comes in, ankle onto knee, and sit low. Good, we're going to do a last one. So straighten out, send the right leg back. Bend your standing leg. Straighten it again, bring it in, ankle onto knee, and sit low. Then straighten out again and place your feet next to each other. Give the legs a shake, give the shoulders a roll. Take a cleansing breath. Nice audible. Exhale, release, let it go. Good. One more balancing posture here. It's just such a good opportunity with the chair to help us to support these balancing postures. So we'll start by balancing on the right leg. So make sure that you spread the toes, grounding through the toes and the heels, and then we'll turn the left knee out to the side. So if you feel that you want to stay here, this is a good place to be, or you can bring the foot into the lower leg, or maybe now that we have got something to hold on to today, we can help that leg into the inner right thigh. So you want to make sure that that knee or this foot is not resting or placing unnecessary pressure on the knee. See if you can bring it up just above the knee, pushing that foot into the inner thigh. So this bum is working, your standing leg is working as well. Left knee is opening out to the side. Relax your shoulders down. Then we're going to inhale the left arm up. And then if you want to, you can add a side bend here, extending over towards the right. And breathe. 3, 2, 1. Come back up. Release it down. The bent knee, you can hug it into your center and then set it down. Okay, good. Then we're going to do the other side. Standing on the left leg now, we'll turn the right knee out to the side. So first just checking it out here, doing what's right with this side. Really feel that energy drawing up the straight leg or the supporting leg, lifting the navel and the heart space. And then maybe the right foot can come into the lower leg, or maybe on this side, the upper leg. Sometimes one side allows what the other side doesn't. Make sure that the glutes are working. So feel the bums wrapping down and the knee opening out to the side. Relax your shoulders. Reach the right arm up. Extend, extend and lengthen. And then maybe a side bend over to the left. Good. And breathe. And 3, 2, 1. Bring it all the way back. Hug that knee into your center. And then straighten out. Good. We'll make our way back onto our chair now. So again, see if you can sit down mindfully. Good. All right, and then we're going to move into a neck stretch. So you can reach your left arm out to the side, flex the wrist. So as if you're pushing something away, relax your shoulders. Your right hand can just rest on the leg and then drop right ear to right shoulder. You can play around here, maybe moving the left arm towards the back, maybe even lifting up a little bit higher. Notice how that changes the stretch. But if you feel tingling or a stretch that feels a bit too neural, then rather bring it back. We don't want to irritate the nerves. We just want to go as far as the stretch allows. And we want to feel a nice stretch going up the side of the neck here, and then maybe all the way down into the arm and into the wrist. And we'll breathe here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your head back to center, relax your arms, and then we'll swap sides. So right hand reaches out to the side, flex the wrist, push something away, and then drop left ear to left shoulder. And then on this side you can play around a little bit if you feel you've got the space, pulling it towards the back, maybe lifting up the arm and lowering it down. Again, just being mindful of the feedback that you are getting from your body. Noticing if the stretch is quite neural or tingling, and then maybe not taking it as far. Keep breathing through your nose. Feel the stretch down the right side of the neck, into the shoulder, and breathe. Last 5 seconds or so. 2, 1, and release. Bring your head back to center, relax your arms. Roll the shoulders a bit if you feel that you need to release that stretch, and let that go. Good. We're going to do a seated Garudasana or eagle pose here. So we'll start by crossing the left leg over the right. So you can either sit like this, just as if you're sitting comfortably on your chair, or if you want to, you can see if you can wrap the left foot around the back of the right calf. Okay, now reach the arms out to the sides. Left leg is on top, so the left arm will go over the right arm. Then bend your elbows, turn the backs of the hands so that they face each other. I'm just going to turn sideways so that you can see me nicely. So binding once, or if you have the space, you'll move your left arm out and then wrap your hands around each other, bringing the palms together. Good. Then we're going to inhale, see if you can find a bit more lift here in the fingertips up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, round your spine, tucking your chin, drawing your elbows in towards the navel. Then inhale to lift up, expand, pulling the fingertips up to the sky. Maybe you can look up towards your fingertips, and then exhale to round your spine, drawing in towards yourself. Good. Inhale to lift, pulling the shoulder tips up, and exhale to round. And the last one, inhale here. Exhale, round. And inhale to reach. And then exhale, come back to center. Release the arms. You can keep your feet as they are if you want to just maybe release the bottom bind, releasing that ankle around the calf. Just sitting nice and easy and comfortable. Here we'll bring the right hand to the outside of the left knee, and then we're gently going to come into a twist here. So pulling that left shoulder back, you can either take hold of the chair, or if you want to maybe hook your elbow over the back of the chair if that's available. So just using that for a little bit of leverage, and turn your head to look over the back shoulder. I'll take a few easy breaths here, in and out through the nose. Okay, good. Last deep breath in. Exhale, tuck in your chin, roll your head forward, turn your body forward, and release the twist, and then uncross your legs. Other side, we'll do eagle pose first, so crossing the right over the left. If maybe on this side the ankle wants to wrap around the calf, you're welcome to do that. Reach the arms out to the sides. Now the right arm will cross over the left, bending the elbows, crossing the elbows, backs of the hands to touch, or maybe the right hand can move forward and then wrap around so the palms come together. Then we're going to find a little bit of lift here, fingertips towards the sky. Feel the stretch in the shoulders. Inhale. And then exhale to round. Drawing your elbows in towards your navel, let your spine round. You can drop in your chin. Inhale to lift up. Maybe even dropping the head back to look up. And exhale. Gently rounding through. Inhale to lift and expand. And exhale. Good. Last full cycle of breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale to lift up. Expand. Reach with the fingertips. And then relax and curl the hands. A gentle twist here, keeping the feet as they are, or just releasing the ankle from behind the left calf. Left hand on the outside of this top knee. Right hand can either come behind you, holding onto the chair, or lifting up the elbow to wrap around the back of the chair. Turning your head to look over the back shoulder. Pull that right shoulder back, so as if you want to squeeze that shoulder blade in towards the center or the middle of the spine. Breathe. Let's release. One more deep breath. And as you exhale, tuck in your chin, roll your head forward, turn your body forward, and let that go. Good. We'll uncross the feet again. Bring your feet to the floor. Now, if you want to push all the way back to the support, letting your body rest against the support of the chair, you're welcome to. If you feel that you want to be more forward with your feet planted on the floor, nice long spine, relaxing the shoulders. Let's see if we can flip the palms to face up. So we just want to sit comfortably here for this last few minutes of the class, where we let the practice sink in. So really just feeling and bringing that awareness. If you are in a safe space, you're welcome to close your eyes. Then your facial muscles, your jaw, your neck and your shoulders relax. A gentle lifting of the sternum. Snuggling your shoulder blades in towards each other to feel that opening across the front. Let your glutes and your hips, your legs soften. Let your feet soften. Taking easy breaths in and out through the nose. And you can just breathe wherever it's comfortable. And feel. So just feeling into your body, noticing any sensations that draw your attention. And it's not to create judgment or thinking you need to change anything. It's simply aware. So then in that awareness of what is. With each exhalation, see if you can soften and let go just a little bit more. And we'll stay here just for a few more breaths. Just soaking up this time that we have with ourselves. After your next exhalation, you can gently blink your eyes open if they're not open already, coming back into the space, relaxing your hands. And then we'll bring our arms out to the sides and we'll round off our practice with a nice big sun breath. So inhale to circle the arms all the way up. Bring your palms together and then bring your hands back to your heart center. You can drop your nose to your fingertips. I bow to you in gratitude for this time together and for this practice. Namaste. Yoga one. Okay, what are we doing?